government and maximum governance. So governance should be maximum, government should be minimum. But after 10, 15 years, 10 years, you can see down the lane that still there is maximum government, and governance also is increasing, but at the very incremental phase we can see. So now we'll focus on what is called as the smart governance. So this is the topic which I'll be focusing on. So I've divided my presentation into three sections. The first section I'll be focusing on what is smart governance and why smart governance matter, particularly in the context of the smart cities. So across the India, we can see cities are becoming smarter, and then a lot of funding is given for smart cities and other things. And then we'll talk about what is the need for smart governance, why India need to adopt comprehensively the smart governance principles and aspects. Then what are the challenges which we are facing because of in terms of implementing or effectively ensuring that the smart governance in the country. So now to ask all of you, what do you mean by smart governance? In your opinion or in your view, what is smart governance?
The government which governs less, sir.
Okay. Anybody? Smart governance Andre.
Digitalized governance, sir.
Okay, fine.
Sir, the abbreviation of SMART is simple, moral, accountable, responsible, and transparent governance.
Okay, fine. Anybody else? Okay. So before moving, I just want to know, like, hope all of you are understanding what I'm saying. Should I go slow or I'm going fast? Hope you're able to get what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
We
okay, fine.
follow.
Hope this is a new topic or interesting topic for you. It is a topic which you already learnt. Okay. Okay. So basically, when I talk about smart governance, so we have to keep in mind that the according to UNDP report, okay, so one of the report in 2024 last year, we can see it talked about like how by 2050 we can see the urbanization is going to increase and more than 1.2 billion population. So with the world of 8 billion population, you can see 1.2 billion population will be in cities, particularly in Asia and Pacific region. It will be particularly in the cities. So all the governments or the leaders who are going to focus on urban governance are going to maintain or sustain the better urban city life or provide good healthy city life. So that's where the emphasis of the UNDP report clearly articulates. So when we talk about smart cities, so the dimension of smart cities means includes it is a smart living or smart mobility, smart environment, smart economy, smart people, and smart governance. So when we say the city is smart, so it has to be smart comprehensively in terms of technology, in terms of mobility, in terms of economy, in terms of engaging the social values. So in everywhere, even in the governance component also, there need to be what is called as the cities need to be properly governed. So now, for example, in Karnataka or in Bengaluru, the government was planning to make five corporations. Okay, because they want to expand the city, provide a lot of facilities, infrastructure, and other things. So they're saying, but the question is whether they're also saying that to better govern. So there's a need for five corporations because governing has become a major problem. So it can be effectively governed when you have a good governance only when you have only five corporations. So they are using the term governance as a tool to expand or to integrate the kind of corporations which is existing now. So many wards are there, 200 plus wards. So they want to split and then make it five corporations. So corporations are very important, but in that governance has become very important, we can see. So basically, smart governance are always important So smart governance are always important tool we can see. So smart governance are vital tool for implementing and opening of, that is basically the smart city project. So which is very important. So any kind of a project, smart city projects need to be operated. Governance comes into picture role we can see. So smart governance is all about integrating the digital technologies for the benefits of the citizens. So use technology and ensure through this technology you can help the citizens, empower the citizens, and citizens interaction with the government enhances transparency, accountability, all the things comes into picture. So that is an intention with which this has been done. So that's about the these things. So what is exactly smart governance? So smart governance means basically it is an efficient governance. Okay, efficient governance to improve urban outcomes means because the smart governance we can effectively implement in smart cities. So to ensure there is effective urban outcome, so you need an efficient governance. How do you bring governance efficient? How do you ensure urban outcomes are very effective? That is basically through use of technological innovations, cutting edge technology. So latest technologies can be adopted to deliver the service quickly and to address the grievances quickly and to interact with the government and the beneficiaries quickly. So all the things are very much important component we can see. And also basically we can see innovations, internet of things, and artificial intelligence. So these days governments are also using a lot of AI tools to ensure that the services are efficiently provided and effectively meaningful in terms of achieving the objective. So this is a comprehensive definition of smart governance, which is very much important. It is using technology, but at the same time ultimately benefiting the citizens of that country we can see. So why do we need governance? So country like India, what are the need for governance? Why do we need governance? So the need for governance is one, that is to enhance the administrative services. So basically in India, we know that lot of administrative lapses are there. So these days there is a great push to ensuring e-administration. Okay, so this is a great push which has been happening. So to ensure effective or a smart governance, for example, the Ministry of Law is also trying to come up and establish many e-courts or e-judiciary. So paperless judiciary. So they're trying to bring about paperless judiciary. Even the parliament and the legislatures, they want to make it paperless. So within the parliament also, you can see all the digital gadgets are kept for the MPs to access information, all the details, everything online. There is no need for any kind of a paper and other things. So they want to make assemblies as well as parliament both as paperless. So administration services need to be enhanced. So for that we need smart governance. So like for example, successive government have always pushed for e-governance, e-administration. So even Digital India also focuses on providing effective administration. So as I told you earlier, Umang is also one of the platform which provides all services. So the requirement is because if you see the Network Readiness Index report of 2021, so India is ranked 67th of 130 countries. So basically the capacity of a country to deliver e-services. So how effective the e-services are delivered. On those parameters, we can see India is lacking in 67th. Although many of us would argue that all Western data or the ranking indexes, they are biased and all, but we tend to accept whatever the international data which are positive, which are convenient to us. Which is not convenient to us, we disregard, saying it is not wrong, it is accurate. That doesn't work because ultimately we know the ground reality and we can always measure whether it is real or not. So we cannot completely use whenever we want and then disregard whenever we want. That is not acceptable. So these data are important indicators. So we may not agree that we are 67th, but it is an indication that there is a lot more things to be done with regard to e-governance. Even if you see the latest UN e-government survey, okay, so there on the development index, if you see e-development index, India is around 97. E-government development index. Okay, in terms of ensuring government, the developments are e-government connected. So in that we are is 97. So earlier we were 105 in 2022. Now we are come down to 97th ranking. And e-participation index means how much people are participation, how much actively beneficiaries are involved. Then you can see as per the 2024 and 2022 data, we stand in 61st positions. So here the e-participation index includes the human capital, includes the digital infrastructure, and includes the online services. So all the three are very important part of this e-participation index. So the point I'm trying to say is that why we need smart governance is one, to enhance the administrative services because of these reasons where we are lacking, but we are also progressing. For both the purpose, we need to have a smart governance, we can see. Then second thing we can also see about promoting development. So promoting development is also very important component aspect we can see is promoting development of smart cities. So you can promote development that is through smart cities. So Government of India launched the Smart City Mission in 2015. So that in identifying 100 cities in India will be smart cities. And second phase various. So it was a 1,64,000 crores project. And then with that, as of March 2025, government claims that they have utilized 1,50,000 lakhs of crores of rupees. Around 7,000 projects have been completed. 90% of the projects are completed. That is around 7,000 projects are completed, they say. But only 18 smart cities have been completed. So remaining 82 cities are still under process and it has not been comprehensively done. So the top performers among the state, it is Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Karnataka are the top three states which have utilized the funds under the smart city projects and other things. Okay, so let me ask you, like all those who are from different parts of Karnataka, so whether in Bengaluru, Davangere, or Tumkur, anybody, so what smart you think in terms of the smart city projects? Bengaluru also a few areas there is a smart city projects being implemented. Davangere smart city projects, Hubli Dharwad smart city project, Tumkur also smart city projects. So can anybody share what smart you see there? Do you think anything smart governance or smart thing in the cities? How smart your cities have become? Because so many crores of rupees have spent. Do you think anything smart has come there? Anybody can answer.
Sir, new roads and road lights are
Okay. That white topping which is there.
Cleanliness.
Okay. Then what constitute when you say this is city is a smart city? What are the parameters?
ಅಂಡರ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಲೈನ್ ಪೈಪ್ ಮತ್ತೆ
Okay.
ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಅಂಡ್
Okay.
ವಾಟರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಂಡರ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ
Okay.
Digital
Then
technology and
okay.
data, sir.
Ah,
ಬಸ್
Development.
ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ
okay. So smart city means when we say smart governance or a city which we say smart, so that has to be smart in different ways. So whether it is water management, whether it is waste management, whether it is installation of CCTV, whether installation of traffic signals. So on every traffic signal, there will be a traffic police. Okay, so those manpower is not required. So all the traffic signals will be automated use of AI. Okay, so vehicle automation signals will be coming up. So apart from this, access to internet and then access to services, so everything, mobility, transportation, everything comes. So I put the parameters here, you can see. So many things are part of the smart city projects, but most of the time we end up seeing the roads have been white topping, although environmentalists are protesting that white topping is not good for the city because the water uh, sustaining the water, rainwater, other things. So it becomes very difficult and it increases the heat. Okay, the temperature increases because lot of cement roads and other things, cement structures and other things. So basically, smart city means it is about smart governance, providing delivery services, and then CCTVs, mobility, then parking. So several things comes into picture. It also in terms of security, cyber security, that is also key component. So waste management, then use of clean technology, green technology, so several sustainability. So all these aspects comes into picture when we say smart city. So that's how it is being done in the other countries. So you can see that according to the smart city index of 2024, so world top 100 best cities or the smart cities who are smart in terms of governance, smart in terms of sustainability, smart in terms of waste management, water management. So several aspects, if you see the top 10, you can see many are from Europe countries, Australia, Singapore, UAE. So these are the countries who are in the top 10 with regard to the best smart cities. So what happened to Indian cities? You can see Delhi is ranked 106, Mumbai is ranked 107, Bengaluru 109, Hyderabad 111. So these are the top metropolitan cities. Their ranking has been not more than 100. It is not within the 100. So none of our cities in India fits into the category of smart cities across the globe. So the countries which are very top, that is Zurich, Oslo, Canberra, so they are the top three cities in the world which are considered to be smart cities with all kinds of facilities, eco-friendly transportation. So of course in India also we have e-buses or electrical buses. So these are all eco-friendly, but reality lot more needs to be done. China, two cities, Beijing and then Shanghai, both are being topped under 20 top 20 cities. So they're also making a lot of progress. So smart city projects is a good, so but lot of governance aspect needs to come. So the citizens of the city need not go to the government offices. Okay, they can as well do everything through their mobile phones. So that is smart governance. So these days we can get a lot of voter ID address change or Aadhaar address change. Everything we can do online. We need not go to the government offices and other things. We need to upload the documents and get it done. So there are facilities, but lot more needs to be done with regard to urban governance and other things. So that is also one of the important thing which we have to keep in mind. So that also becomes very important aspect. Then second most important, third important one is focus on citizen-centric digital platform. Means the government need to come up with many digital platforms which are citizen-specific or citizen-centric platforms. So that brings about efficiency and also, but citizen-centric platform should ensure there is efficiency, there is safety, security, and also ensure that the inclusivity of all government services. So all the services should be available for every citizen of that country, and also promotes what we call innovation, innovative solution for efficient resources to be distributed. So for example, you have Jan Dhan Yojana, Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana, where it goes directly, DBTs is done directly benefiting the beneficiaries. So that is a good gesture. So government's data shows a lot of people have opened bank accounts and many people are doing a lot of transactions. So financial inclusion is happening because of this scheme Jan Dhan Yojana. So resource distribution has become more meaningful. Even the scholarship for students, SC, ST, OBCs, or girls and all are being transferred through online for the different students across the country. So that is all done basically in allocating of resources in a more meaningful way, we can see. Then also citizen-centric includes the strengthening of public engagement and services, that is grievance portal. So every citizen should be able to air his grievances and the government should be able to address those grievances. Earlier, we had to go to the government offices to make a request, give a letter to get the things rectified. So now sitting in our home, we can give the do all digitally. For example, all the government scheme, of Grah Jyoti scheme, all 5 guarantees of Sidramaya, many things we can access through online itself. There's no need to go to the government offices and other things. So that has been made simplified. So citizen-centric digital platforms need to be encouraged. So government also need to process large data, so that becomes easy for them to take decisions. So government can take decisions when there is large number of data with them. So for example, the census, caste census or general census, all is done to basically to have the data, and the data will give a clear picture what kind of policies, programs one need to come up with. So that's the reason why this data of the population is very important, caste is important, or any other factor. The data becomes very crucial for every government to justify a policy or to undo the policy. They need the data, or the statistics becomes very important. And the fourth one is basically why we need smart governance is to increase the transparency and accountability. So that is also very important. So we need to bring a lot of transparency, accountability. So when we talk about, so what are the features of good governance apart from transparency, accountability? What are the features of good governance?
Able leadership.
Okay. Because all
Liberal
of you are
approach,
political
sir.
science teachers.
Transparencies.
Yeah, transparency, accountability. Is there any other?
Yeah.
Liberal approach, sir.
Okay.
Corruption-free administration.
Okay. Okay, so there are several parameters for when it comes to good governance as per the World Bank and all. So transparency is a more important one, accountability is important one. More important one is participation. So participation also becomes very crucial, and the use of technology is also, like for example, Amartya Sen talks about capability approach. So where it is about providing opportunities, creating freedom. So all the things becomes part and parcel of this good governance. So leadership is also one of the critical factor. Use of technology is a critical factor. Inclusivity is a critical factor. So good governance, World Bank definition has been expanded. So that where, so smart governance is also focusing on transparency and accountability. So that is also critical component we can see. So there are basically why this it becomes important. So whether it is transparency and accountability is important because it connects the government and the people. So more transparency is required, more accountability is required, connecting both of them. So that makes a very important thing we can see. So that the people are also integral part, because we have every right to know the government should be transparent, government should be accountable. So how they are taken the decision, so we have every right to know about it. That's what transparency is all about. Decision making need to be
ಇದು
transparent. Government
ಪರೋಕ್ಷವಾಗಿ
should be held accountable.
ತನಗೆ ಪ್ರತ್ಯಕ್ಷವಾಗಿ ಬೇರೆ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಾರಕವಾಗುವಂತ ನೀತಿಗಳನ್ನ ಇದು ಅನುಸರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ನಾವು
Kindly mute. Yeah. So the decision making, so because of these transparency, accountability, which are part of smart governance, so there is a connection between the citizen and the government. So it becomes, but if you see in terms of the transparency and accountability, particularly with regard to the corruption, so corruption perception index of 2024, India is ranked 96th. Okay, so Denmark is at top one, less corruption or no corruption, but India is ranked 96 because of corruption. Then China is 76th. So many people say technology can help in reducing the corruption. So do you think that technology has helped in reducing corruption in India?
Yes, sir. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, sir.
Okay, fine. Others?
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir.
Corruptions has come down. Okay.
Yes.
ಸರ್,
So
ಸಕಾಲ ಆಪ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ ಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಈಗ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಕರಪ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೇನೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್.
okay. So if you go
ಫಾಸ್ಟರ್
to
ಆಗಿ ಫಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಗೆ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಮೂಡಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇದರಿಂದ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್, ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಈ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ.
Okay. So for example, if you go to registration office in a property, if you want to register your property and other things, so there is no corruption because of technology. Register office or taluk office, where you go there,
Yes, sir.
there is no
Yes, sir.
corruption. Okay.
Right, sir?
Anyway, good. So many of you have a different opinion that the corruptions have come down because of use of technology and other things.
So people also nowadays they have become smart, sir. If there's
Mm.
any corruption, they take in the mobile. If they ask for any money, they're taking the mobile and they are letting know to the government. They are going and complain. So
Yeah,
smart
sometimes
governance
they're
as well as
recording. Yeah.
people are smart. People also have become smart, sir.
Mm. Yeah, they're recording. Now their voice calls have been recorded. We don't know whether they're recording or not and all. So there's a breach of trust. So basically, a recording without the permission of the person. So in this case,
Sir,
we don't know we can justify. But otherwise, also there is a lot of call records being recorded. So a lot of videos are being leaked. Without it's a breach of trust which is happening. So one of the disadvantage of technology is also lot of unethical aspects are happening, so which is very wrong. So we should use technology for benefit, as somebody pointed out. So corruption is happening, so we take a video or record it and show it, that is fine, absolutely. Court is also ready to accept any kind of evidence through WhatsApp or through other sources also. But technology, if you use it for that purpose, fine, but there's also breach of trust. So surveillance, all the things are also many important. So corruption has come down, but globally, but many of them also tend to argue that corruption has not come down. So there is a lot of serious, for example, if you say corruption has come down, you can see like the Swiss bank. Okay, Swiss bank, the money which was there in 2014, now it has increased 3 times. Okay, the money which was there in Swiss bank 2014, by
ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ
2025, 10 years have
ವಿಷಯಗಳು
gone,
ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ
it has
ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ
increased three
ಶಾಂತಿಗೆ
times.
ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ
So all that money which has been kept in Swiss bank are not necessarily legal money or other things. So there is a lot of black money. That's the reason why it has been kept there. So I mean, majority of them are also Indian. So how is that is happening? So what is happening is many well-known investigative journalists, like reporters, collective reporters and all, they argue that corruptions are rampant, but corruptions are now legalized. Means through regulations, everything has been legalized. So that way you cannot call that as a corruption. But corruptions are in a different form, which is nothing but corruption. For example, if I have some office, I want to give it on lease, so or for selling, so I'll call tender. Generally government they all can call tender. So high lowest bidder or the highest bidder I'll give. So there will be information leaked that you can bid so much, then or the lowest bidder, if I want to construct a flyover, so I'll say lowest bidder will be given, so I can reveal the lowest bidder who lowest cost. So that way it has been a lot of, so many things have been legitimized. So corruption, which was very rampant, exposed and all, that has become legitimized. So I know you are a corrupt person, but I'll give the tender to you. As per the law, you have applied and given the low quotation. So I given it to you. So there is no illegality, there is no corruption, but other ways you might do it. So that's all. So it has been legitimized. So that is what, like company through electoral bonds. So through electoral bonds, companies give fund for the political parties. So as a company, for example, I'm an X company, I am giving 5,500 crores to a party. So why I am giving, when I'm not giving salary, increasing the salary for my employees, but I am giving 500 crores, 100 crores, 50 crores for a political party through electoral bonds. So why I'm giving, I'm going to get in return many other things. So we cannot, so by giving money, it's a voluntary. We don't say it's corruption, but naturally it is leading to large scale corruption. I might favor a lot of policies and programs in favor of these companies which are given a lot of funds for my party. So this is quite common. So the point I'm trying to say is corruption cannot be understood only from, okay, I have not given money and got it done. So that is not. So corruption also has a different meaning. It is not necessarily from the monetary point of view. Okay, money given, money taken is not just corruption. So here the international definition of corruption is several other things comes into picture. So that way, but we are lacking in these things. China is also no less, because we are democratic country, so corruption should be less. China, okay, authoritarian, so they might do it, but we cannot compare there. So overall, smart governance means it is beyond the technology. It is not just adopting technology. If you say smart city, it is not just technology. It is about waste management, without use of technology, water management without use of technology. So many things, digital literacy, okay, without any kind of a dependence on other aspects. So smart governance is beyond technology, we can say, in terms of enhancing citizens, say empowering the citizen. That is the most primary. When we say smart governments, citizens should be empowered. Citizens should be free to decide whatever they want at the same time without any corruption, get the services on time, efficiency. So that all becomes, so empowering the citizen participation becomes. So this helps in the democratic process. That is more democratic governance or democratic processes become important. Then it also smart governance beyond technology means people's participation, people's empowering. Also it includes the ethical aspect, so legal, ethical, so all the standards, everything need to be aligned. So just because it is not smart governance means ethics should be kept aside, legality should be kept aside. That is not the requirement. Smart cities, smart governance means legal aspects, the ethical aspects. So everything should be kept in mind, and then things have to be framed. So digital platform, there should be a consent. Are you willing to share your data? So that is very important, taking the consent. Are you willing to, if the data is being transferred to third party? So for each and everything, there should be a clear cut thing and saying, so mentioning that this data will not be used for the third party or for business or for profit. So those all things also should be coming. So that becomes more meaningful and more affecting. So these are the aspects which cover smart governance. So now we'll talk about what are the challenges for smart governance in India. So some of you can answer. So what problem that India faces with regard to implementation of smart governance?
Lack
Anybody?
of awareness about science and technology.
Okay. Then,
Digital skills in common people.
okay.
Networking problem, sir. Good networking problem.
Good. Okay.
Good networking problems.
Networking problem. Okay. Then, anybody else?
Lack of participation, sir.
Lack of participation, networking problem. Okay, very good then. Because if you are a prime minister and then smart governance had to be implemented, so you will be knowing what are the challenges in India, apart from digital literacy, apart from technology, apart from networking. What else problem you face? Or for your own college,
Sir,
tomorrow government
Niti,
of India will say that we will have smart colleges. So in your college, what is that smart thing which you can bring about?
ಸರ್
Yeah.
ಸರ್ ನೀತಿ ರಚನೆ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಸವಾಲಾಗ್ಬೋದಾ ಸರ್ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್
How?
ಗೋ
Yes.
Proper
Lack
implement.
of skilled personnel, sir.
Skilled. Okay, fine.
Lack of skilled personnel,
Okay.
employees.
Proper implementation.
Okay. That is also there. So there are several aspects which we have to keep in mind when we talk about smart governance. So now we'll focus on what are the main challenges for India when it comes to implementation. So we are just seeing the Western countries, how they are implementing governance and trying to replicate that one. For example, having NEP and all or semester schemes and all, most of the things we try to derive from the Western countries and try to adopt and implement here. For example, DBT. So it was not in India, it was in the West, which we took and then decided that could be a better option. So many things, electrical vehicles, everything we're trying to imitate the West. So in that context, we'll see what are the challenges which are very significant in nature. Okay. So the main challenges is first and foremost is ensuring privacy and security of the government data. So all our data is with the government, and there are many other data also with the government. So ensuring the privacy and the security, that is top priority. For a right to privacy is a fundamental right according to the constitution ruling. It has become a fundamental right to privacy in the era of digital era. So if you see all the government data, so government from time to time has been saying to every government institutions, private institutions, that you need to invest a lot
So sorry
into
for
the,
the interruption, sir. Is
yeah.
it the same slide, sir? We are in the same slide, sir. What is smart governance?
You want me to repeat smart governance, sir?
No, sir. The slide is there. Is what is smart governance? It is
Oh,
there only, sir. Or you are changing the slide, sir? We don't
We
I'm
know.
have
changing the
not
slide. It is
changed
not.
the slide, sir.
I've changed
Yes,
the
sir.
slide. It's not moving, huh?
Yes, sir. Slides
Now it
are
is.
not moving, sir.
Slides are not moving, huh? 1 second. I'll check 1 second. I'll again reshare. I don't know why it got stuck up. Now is the slides moving? 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Now?
Yes, it's moving.
Yes,
Yes, sir, it's
Yes,
Okay,
sir,
moving.
it's
okay,
moving.
okay. Sorry, you
Yes.
should intervene and tell me at that time only. So now, is it clear the challenges I'm focusing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, yes. So the challenges where I'm focusing is that one is privacy and security of government data. So the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology in 2017 recommended that every government institutions, organizations need to spend a lot of 10% of their budget, total budget on cyber security. For example, if I am an SBI company, so the SBI company or the bank should spend 10% of its total budget on cyber security, or any institutions for that matter. So they have to spend, so that cyber security is very important. But unfortunately, you can see that the banks on an average are spending only 1 to 5%. So global average is 7 to 10%. Okay, whereas in India, we are spending very less on cyber security. Even for example, your laptop and other things, you have to have antivirus and other things, softwares. But we think why we need to pay 2,000, 3,000 and get the anti software. It is waste of money. But we don't realize that the data, the system, everything needs to be protected. Okay. So here also, what the government is saying, that you spend 10% of the budget
ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಾಗ
on
ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದಾರ
cyber security.
ಅಮೆರಿಕನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದಾರ
So since many countries are not doing it, or even in India also many organizations are not doing, so this is a very serious problem. So one of the major challenge of ensuring smart governance is ensuring that you spend a lot of money on at least 10% of your total budget on security, cyber security. So you can see that's the reason why India is spending less on cyber security. So as a result, it is in the top 5 countries for cyber attacks. So whether it is attack on Bombay Stock Exchange, so whether it is Bharat Pay, which was data was breached, they shared the data with the others. So like the data breach or hacking happens. So on digital platform like Bharat app or Rail Yatri was hacked, SBI also was hacked. So many of the Indian Prime Minister website was hacked. So even some of the nuclear power plant website was hacked for a short time. So like this, many of the websites and everything's been hacked where sensitive data, important data have been stored. So that's where it becomes very important and meaningful that we spend more on cyber security so that smart governance will become effective. If you spend less on cyber security, then it can't be more effective and other things. So that becomes very important thing. Then the other important, second important thing is that the citizen participation. So one of the major challenges of it is the citizen participation. So, but citizen participation, the problem is because of the digital divide. Okay, so in terms of region, in terms of rural urban, in terms of gender, in terms of religion, in terms of caste, you can see there is a divide. In terms of digital divide exists. Urban, rural, the shrinking, but if you say male, female, on gender aspect, female using or woman using the internet or digital services is lesser compared to men using the digital services. Urban area, rural area, regional wise, so all the things, there is a huge digital gap. These gaps are being reduced because of now all the policies and programs of the government and the state and the central government are through online platform mode. So many people are now using smartphones and trying to do access that one. But what is required for a smart governance is that citizen participation through e-resources or e-platform is fine. But the second generation of what we call it as generation of digital inclusion is what which is required, means productive way. So as I told you that most of the Indians who are using internet, what is the main purpose they are using? All of us are using internet, but what is the main purpose or maximum used of internet by we Indians? Maximum. It's also in other countries also.
For downloading.
For? Sorry?
Downloading data, sir. Instead of
Downloading
uploading.
data. Okay, then.
Indians.
Yeah. Okay.
For entertainment purpose.
Okay.
Administrative purpose, sir.
Okay. For what purpose you use most of the use? Okay, you have using mobile phone since 5 years, 10 years, doesn't matter. But for what purpose you use more? Sorry?
For information, seeking information.
Okay. Information, administration, downloading, then you're all talking like a teacher. So talk as a normal person and see what purpose. You see your own phone. How many times you use your phone for what?
Knowledge, gain the knowledge.
So you're using, okay, fine, good.
And transactions, sir.
Transactions, okay.
Sir, communication.
Communication, yeah.
And pay the fees.
Okay.
Entertainment purpose.
Okay. Okay, so all of you told many things, but you missed out one thing, that is entertainment. Okay. So most of the Indian usage of internet is mainly for entertainment. So when you are using mobile phones, smartphones and other things, electronic gadgets for entertainment, so where is the citizens' participation with the government or government interaction with the citizens? So majority of Indians we tend to use, for example, those who are traveling in metro, traveling in buses and all. So you are not, many of them will not be, of course, many of you will use it for information access, gaining knowledge, fine. But majority of us will end up using for entertainment, social media, online gaming, so digital transactions, so many things we tend to use. So government services also we use, but majority of us are using. So the point is that what is required is not usage for entertainment. It should be used for productively. Entertainment is important, it is required, but we should also use it for other purpose, that is interaction with the government, citizens interaction, availing the schemes, giving the feedback, so many things purpose. So that is what required in the smart governance. So it's all about citizens are more active in benefiting and also contributing, means using productively the facilities which are being provided. So that is more important, we can see. So for example, you can see digital divide on all fronts you can see. So as I told you, more people use it for entertainment purpose and less for accessing the services and other things. So digital literacy is also there. So you can see that majority of the Google own survey, that majority 90% of the people try to access information in their own regional languages. So that's the reason this is very important, because the government needs to come up with policies and program, websites, digital platform, which enables the citizens to access information in their own regional language. Suppose I have to get a benefit of Jan Dhan Yojana. So I use the app or I see the website. So I should be able to get that one through the online platform. That is through in my regional language. So then it becomes more accessible. If it is in English or Hindi, I may not be able to access. So that's also a reason that most of these apps and websites, digital tools should be available in the regional languages. So 22 regional languages are there as per the schedule. So those languages, the informations are provided, it becomes more meaningful and easy to access and other things. That's the reason Google is these days providing all regional languages. Why? Because they need more users. They know that the regional language could be, if there is no regional language, there is a barrier for them to access Google and other things. So that is also one of the important points. So Kerala has declared itself to be the digital state, okay, digitally literate state. So what about the other state? So of course, Kerala is heading in terms of literacy, but Kerala also high literacy, but there is also high suicide rate in Kerala. But we don't know what could be the possible reasons. But nevertheless, Kerala is making great progress with regard to Digi Kerala. That is a initiative which program where they want to digitalize at the same time make digital literacy an important component. So they're already literate. They want to move to the next level, that is digital literate. So, but according to the Oxfam India Inequality Report, if you see that how many percentage of people have access to smartphone, how many people have access to internet, so you can see there is a inequality on all the fronts. So employed, how many people have unemployed? So 95% of the employed have access to internet, smartphone, other things, whereas the unemployed, because of they are unemployed, they don't have access. So in this way, how will they access all these opportunities? For example, Siddaramaya guarantees five guarantee. One is also Yuvanidhi. So if I'm unemployed and I'm not literate digitally, so how will I access those facilities which are being given by the government? So that also becomes a major problem and challenges to this aspect we can see. Then there is also what we call lack of interest. See, many of the policies, smart governance is all about proactive policies. So proactive in involvement of the public. So public should be involved more. Public should be able to access everything. So that is a main important thing. But still, see, there are a lot of services. For example, for birth certificate, death certificate, caste certificate, so e-Khata, many things. Government is saying you do online. There's no need to come to the office. But still, many people go to the government offices and try to get the things done there itself. They're not ready to do online because they believe that online may not work. So it is better to go there, isn't it? For example, the government Grah Jyoti scheme. So that is 200 units free for every household. So many people went to the BBMP office or BESCOM office and tried to benefit from the scheme rather than doing it through online. Okay, so many people have still have that fear whether it works or may not work. So those things are there. So even many times we tend to go because many countries, all the passport verification and all, they are doing it online. So there is no need for you to go to the physically to the office of passport office Seva Kendra and then get your passport documentation verified and then get the passport. So many of the Western countries they can do, for example, voting. So all of us are going regularly to vote. Some of them are going on holidays also. So when we are going for why they can't be e-vote, why I cannot sit at home and then vote? Because Aadhaar is linked with my bank account, Aadhaar is linked with my PAN account, Aadhaar is linked with all the beneficiary schemes which I'm getting. So link the Aadhaar also with the voter ID, and then I can sit at home and do it. Let the OTP come, and then based on
ಈ
that
ಊಟಕ್ಕೆ
face
ಬಿಟ್ರೆ
metric or
ಇನ್ಯಾವ್ದು
thumb biometric, whatever it is. So technology is advancing. So when Western countries are involved in doing e-voting and other things, so why a country like India also can't do it? Now, for example, in Bihar, so they're saying that get the documents and other things. So Supreme Court has said Aadhaar is a card which is used for every purpose. So why are you not using Aadhaar as a document, source of document and getting the voter verification and other things? So that kind of scenario. So, but still people want to go to the office and get it done. For example, change of address in Aadhaar. So there is no need to go to Bangalore one. But many people still go to Bangalore one, wait in the queue, and then get it done. Although you can do very well in online voter ID, change of address in voter ID, you need not go to Bangalore one. You can do it here only. So even apart from this, many of us still depend upon the third party. Suppose if you want to apply for some scheme, PM Kisan Yojana, Jandan Yojana, okay, or scholarship. So instead of we doing it, we depend upon the third party who will. So government, for example, now e-Khata and all, government says no fees, you can do it freely. But we pay to somebody 5,000, 6,000 and get the e-Khata done. Just we have to share the documents and OTP will come, they do on their behalf. So still the citizens are more of what we call physical verification, going there rather than doing it online. So this also becomes, of course, like this online course is fine, but physical courses will have different. more interaction, more these things, no disruptions. For example, now PPT got stuck. So I don't know whether PPS got stuck. Only when somebody told me, then I rectified it. So otherwise, I would have gone in that way, assuming that it has been seen to visible to you. So technology has disadvantage. But when it comes to e-services, smart governance is all about everything you are doing through technology. So there is no need to go physically to the bank. So then even in the bank, the number of people going to bank has come down. But still many people go to the bank and withdraw the money. Many people go to the bank, update their passbook. So there are many people like this. So smart governance is all about participants or the citizens becoming very active, techno savvy, and making better use. So that is not happening. So that is one. Then proactive local government. So local bodies also need to be very active. So panchayat raj institutions which are there, gram panchayat, they need to be more local, they need to be digital savvy, so they need to be very active, so they can create awareness, as rightly pointed out by somebody, that there is a need for awareness, provide the facilities through digital mode. So all the things will help them to create all the things. See, many places in Jandan Yojana and all, when we visited Rajasthan and all, so many people do not, they are not educated. So forget digital literacy. So they can't use the phone, they want to withdraw the money. So they'll give card to somebody, they will withdraw excess, they'll say it has not come. So like this, a lot of cheatings are happening and the server is down. Even now, if you go to many of the banks, they'll say server is down 2 3 days. Even Indian Post Office server was down for 2 days. So these things are the handicap of technology. But smart governance, no server down, everything will be intact and other things. So local government is very important. Local solutions, all the things becomes very important and significant and successful you can see. So smart governance include all this aspect we can see. So overall, coming to my last part, so what is required for an India? In the case of Bangladesh, this author has focused on how Bangladesh, what smart governance can be adopted. Same thing is also applicable to India also, because not much difference in terms of India and Bangladesh in terms of digital aspects and other things. We have an advantage over the Bangladesh. So one is what is required is smart citizen. So smart governance means you need to have smart citizens. So citizens should be very smart in terms of adopting the technology. They should be digital literate. They should know what data should be shared, what data should not be shared, what is privacy, right to privacy, then what grievances I have to raise, what grievances I need not raise. So all the things they should have the skill. So they should have, because that's the reason why many universities, colleges are introducing many skills like banking skills, digital skills. So various other skills are being taught, financial skills, so that students are equipped for the better future and also for better governance. So this smart citizen is very important, because if the citizens are smart, then the better, what we can say, it will improve the quality of life. It will save the time. It will save the government time. It will save the manpower, many things. So that's why what is required is smart citizen. So whether Indian citizens are smart enough to access all the things, of course, people, for example, our own students. So most of the students are applying for the scholarship, everything through online mode. So they have become smarter. They are accessing their results through UECMS and other things. So students are gradually becoming smarter. So in similarly, the parents and everybody also household have to become smart. So when you have smart citizen, governance will evolve and be more effective. Second is what is required is smart economy. So smart economy is not all about getting investment, building infrastructure, strengthening the economy, providing employment. Everything is there. But what is more required is that there should be competitive atmosphere. Competition should be there. So one company, other company, there is a need for a competition so that they'll provide better services. Okay. So if it is a monopoly or a crony capitalism, then it doesn't make. So smart governance is not about, it is all about creating competitiveness, creating healthy economic competition, not about monopoly, not about crony capitalism, favoring some companies. Because we know now in India, there are companies which are into every sector. You name it. So they get the contract for building airport, they get the contract for energy sector, they are in the education sector, they are in the retail sector, they are in the power sector, they are in the renewable energy sector. Name it anything, they're all there without having much experiences. For example, as a teacher, if you want to go for a new job, they'll ask what is your experience, what is your publications. So like this, several criteria are there before giving you a job. But for some of the companies, there is no such criteria. So they might be venturing new into the oil and natural gas, but the contract is being given. So name it anything. So whether it is the 5G connection, so telecommunication, retail, every sector they are there. So the point I'm trying to say is that this is the monopoly and crony capitalism, which is not good for a smart governance and not good for democracy and not good for the citizens of the country. So for example, if there are a lot of companies, there are two, three companies which are controlling 50-60% of the Indian media houses. So if I'm controlling 60% of all Indian media platform, whether newspaper, television or digital platform, then I will set the narratives. So what people should do, people should see, what should be their opinion. So everything I'll decide what people should not see, what people can see. So everything I'll determine. So smart economy is all about fair competitiveness for everybody to come and compete, investment, and then contribute for the India's economy. It is not monopoly or what we call the crony capitalism. So Western countries, many countries also, you can see it's all competition which has been happening. So there's no healthy competition. So why many of the innovations are not coming from India? Okay, so why innovations are not happening? If you see innovation index global, we are lacking because we are not investing in R&D. We might be superior in space technology, we might be superior in renewable energy, but research and development, we are not making progressing. Why India doesn't have a Google-like company? Why India doesn't? Only we feel happy that an Indian is part of a Google, part of a Meta, part of a Facebook. That is not important. What is important is, are we able to come up with an alternative to the Western model of companies which are there? So that is most important. So innovation has to come. So why that innovation is not coming? Lack of spending on R&D and lack of local talent, local support, funding. So and then many of them will feel better to go and stay in abroad. For example, just to give example, from 2012 to 2025, 20 lakh Indian population have given up Indian visa, Indian passports, and they have taken Western countries' passport, Western or even countries like Trinidad and Tobago, even countries like Singapore, China, Japan. So they've gone to other countries and taken the citizenship of that country and given up Indian citizens. Indian. So 20 lakh people in just 10-15 years, 20 lakh people have given up Indian citizenship. Okay, so why? Because they believe that they have a better life, they have better opportunities and better growth and prosperity. So financial prosperity, many things they've given up. So this is not a good trend for a country like India, that 50 to 60% of those who are in IIT IM are going abroad and working for those company, residing there and giving up, not coming back to India. So these are all the issues which need to be focused. So smart economy is all about competitiveness, promoting local companies to compete with the multinational companies. So then you can have a healthy economy, which is very important. So smart economy is also required. Then smart economy also includes sustainability, green technology, innovation. So why we are not manufacturing electrical vehicles? Why Indian brand of electrical vehicle is not popular like BYD or Tesla and other things? So that is where we have to focus. That becomes very important. Then third is smart society. So smart society is also very much important because we know we just by having smart governance doesn't mean that the people will have access to all the things. Just because we have a smart board in the class doesn't mean that all the knowledge is grasped by the student. So what is required is we have to focus and ensure there is no poverty and gender inequality. So sustainable development goal and one and five. So when we say smart society, it should be an equal society. But we can see in terms of income inequality, in terms of the gender inequality. So several phases we are lacking behind, whether it's women political equality lacking, economic equality lacking. Of course, it is increasing. More number of women are taking up jobs and other things, but political equality, it is lacking. Political participation. Only 74 MPs, women MPs are there in Indian Parliament. 75 years of Indian independence. Only 74 women are there. So most of the decision making they lack. Whereas in Panchayat, 50% reservation is there. So more and more women are there in the Panchayat in terms of decision making, self-help group and other things. But in the assembly, Karnataka also only has 10 women MLAs. Okay, so highest is 19 or 20, not more than that. 225 seats in Karnataka, only 10 are women. So at the parliament level, it is there. So you can imagine even those 74, all of them are not from the grassroots level. So many of them are from the with godfathers, money power, muscle power, political background, dynastic politics, several other things. So the point I'm trying to say is that smart city includes gender equality, ensuring there is no poverty, hunger. So we say we have a lot of food grains to produce, but still in India is ranked hunger index, we are ranked very poor. Still there are instances where people are dying because of hunger. So that also becomes a major issue in India, we can see. So smart society, smart economy, smart citizens are very much equal and important. Then finally, what is required is smart government. So the government also need to be smart. So that is more important because the government said we will focus on less government, more governance. But if you see number of ministers, okay, number of cabinet ministers, so that has not come down. Okay, it still remains the same or even increased. So where is the question of ensuring maximum governance? Even Donald Trump during the election, he said he will downsize the government. All the departments he will merge and bring. So Elon Musk was in charge of decommissioning on the entire departments and other things. So whichever department is not making progress, performance based and other things. So but ultimately we can see Elon Musk is now out of the government and then it is not working. It is not easy to do that things. So stop because you are an coalition partner, coalition government. You need to give birth or the cabinet ministries and other things to your partners. So now, because of the TDP and Bihar support to the NDA government, so they will get the maximum benefit. So government has completed just 1 year. You can see how much budget has been allocated. Funds have been already, projects have been launched in Andhra Pradesh and Bihar compared to other states. So that is also there. So maximum governance means it should be inclusive in nature. So when we say smart governance, initiating all the technology, integrating, so everything becomes important. Paperless. So paperless government, paperless administration. So even in universities, there is Samarth portal. Okay, academic is recommended by UGC and Ministry of Education. But many universities, Samarth portal is not being utilized to a maximum. Okay, although they might claim in the website that we are using portal, but that is not being done. So that kind of a things, problems are arising. Even in USMS also, everything has to be done through USMS's teacher, salary, many things they say, but still paperworks are included more. So whether we want to get see in a university, we have digital valuation. So everything is digitalized. So valuation marks, everything is given, marks card is given. But if you want to do the bills, everything should be hard copy, result sheet hard copy. So that doesn't work. That is good that you have digital valuation, but what is required is also that end to end it should be digitalized. That is most requirement. So there is a long way for India. So government also need to come up with paperless office, implementing the smart grids and enhancing the data security thing, internet things, artificial transparency, efficiency. So overall, smart governance is required, smart economy, smart society. So everything is smart, then you can have a smart governance. So finally, I conclude by saying, when we talk about smart governance, we always think of smart cities. So the cities need to be technologically smart. Citizens need to be smart, and the facilities need to be smart. But above all these things, what is also required is the city should be inclusive. Means that benefit should reach everybody. Everybody should have the access of the services, facilities, everything. Inclusivity should be there. Second thing, it should be accessible. So for everybody, it should be accessible. whether differently abled or abled, everybody should have the accessibility of the facilities and other things. And finally, sustainability. What is more important is sustainability, that is ensuring environment is also protected. So sustainability is equally important. So smart cities should focus on sustainability, accessibility and inclusivity, all these things with the use of modern technologies, equipping the citizens or empowering the citizens. So overall, smart governance can be more effective when all these parameters and other things are implemented in a better and effective way. So otherwise, it